Hey Dad, I don't want superpowers. My son, are you sure you do not want them? It's very hard for me to take away. But I really don't want them. Okay, whatever. Just, get into this little crystal closet I made for you.
Oh, sweet. Hi, I'm Mason, and this is Cinema Rewind. We take a look at movies 5 years back and beyond. We talked about the original Superman from 1978. Now we're going to talk about the 2006 film, Superman 2, the Richard Donner cut. This movie has an absolutely nuts backstory about shoots, reshoots, re-edits, politics. I'm about to get all up in that history. The plot. Superman agrees to sacrifice his powers to start a relationship with Lois Lane, unaware that 3 Kryptonian criminals he inadvertently released are conquering Earth. Also, Lex Luthor,
Superman's arch-nemesis,
is still up to no good with these criminals.
The good stuff.
Before we talk about what's good or bad about the movie, we have to get into the history. A lot of Superman was shot while they were making the first movie. Examples include all the scenes with Marlon Brando. Well, the studio wasn't too happy with Richard Donner at the time. He was over budget and over time. So they kicked him off the movie that was his personal masterpiece and replaced him with director Richard Lester. I'm not gonna go into huge comparisons here, but the Lester versus Donner cut of the film are very different. Donner, believing that the original sequel was inferior to his original vision, fought for years to get the rights to this film. And when Warner Brothers finally let him do it, he did it big. Reshoots, new special effects, a complete rehash of the story, and one of the biggest things he did was put Marlon Brando's performance back in after the studio replaced all his scenes with scenes of Superman's mother to save money on Brando's huge royalty agreement. This film feels the same, but maybe just a little bit darker than the first movie. It still has that campiness, but it has an edge that I honestly like better. Here's a perfect example.
Oh God. Zod.
I also like knowing that this is what the original director originally wanted.
The pitfalls.
I have my complaints about this cut compared to the original, but they aren't huge and many are understandable. Those are mainly with Marlon Brando's performance. Including his unused footage in this cut changes large things about the story and makes Superman look more selfish and less like he's really truly in love with Lois Lane enough that he would give up his superpowers. Also, some of the new footage was manufactured, and if you have a keen eye, you can definitely tell.
So I was never really able to tell the story that I wanted to tell.
In conclusion,
While not inherently flawed, it has that uncanny feeling like it's been tampered with. But it does feel like a Superman story, and at the same time, it feels like a realistic story. The acting is phenomenal and much better than the first film, making this movie better in my opinion. If you haven't seen Superman 2 since before 2006, go pick up a copy of the Richard Donner cut. I don't think you'll be disappointed. I'm Mason, I like movies, and I'll see you next time on